Back. Finally.
Yes.
I'm back in
We're
Brisbane.
back, baby.
We are.
We're back. Season 2. Thank you guys, obviously, for coming in. Curtis, welcome back from Sydney.
Thank you.
I think we touched on
be
it
here.
at the end of last year that Curtis was moving to Sydney, and we're going to, obviously, you're back every now and then, so we're going to try and capitalize
Definitely
on what
do
he
some
is.
more
So
of these
I think
when
we're
I'm
going to pump out a couple episodes today, and so unless we do some, did you guys bring a change of clothes?
Hell no.
Yeah.
We'll take off the jacket.
yeah. So
the
yeah,
shirt
you'll see
inside out.
he's wearing the same shit. So it's
Yeah.
not like we've
Don't break the fourth
not like
wall,
we've
man.
worn the same thing for like
No.
months. Yeah.
That being said, that's a pretty sick jacket there from our boy Curtis.
Yeah, can I
I'll
show
be
it?
Oh
like,
yeah, show it off.
Show it off a little bit more.
Bloody $90.
$90, vintage pickup. I'm very, very happy.
Jumped
with
off a racing bus to grab it.
it.
I've just realized. Sorry, I was just realized that we may need to start again because I've been holding the microphone like this, looking like a weirdo. So.
Let's try it. We
No,
could
okay.
keep that.
I need to be cooler.
At least you acknowledge.
I need to be
it.
cooler.
You're just trying to set. This is like a dog pissing or something. You're trying to
Yeah.
stab yourself as the main dog.
Yeah. Anyway, we're
Yeah.
going to quickly touch on the off season. There's a lot
Probably
happening.
address the other thing, mate. New studio.
Oh yeah,
for-
sorry.
you might
Damn,
have
thank
actually
you.
been
Yeah,
watching
thank
any
you.
of our former video podcasts.
Yeah, the
Thank you to all
podcast
two
the
of yous.
podcast actually blew up, and we actually started making shitloads of money
This
off
is
it.
all our full-time job now.
Yeah. So we
Sponsor.
upgraded. Shout out to K Cube for the sponsorship.
K Cubed for fashionable socks designed on the cool edges of the Pacific Ocean. You got 85% polyester, 10% elastic, 5% spandex. Check in the
Yep.
mail, guys.
Keep them sponsorships coming in because it keeps the lights on. So.
It does. These are very expensive lights.
Yeah.
Though I will say a little bit of a gripe, Sammy boy. I literally just moved into a spot about a 100-meter walk from our old studio.
Yes.
And then you dropped.
Dude, location was so good.
It was a great location.
So good.
everything
But you
happened.
get prime views of Brisbane Lions.
I do.
We don't really touch on the AFL that much in this
Shout out
podcast.
to our
But
AFL listeners. But yeah, no, I just moved to 100%. I'm like, this will be very convenient.
Yep.
And then you say, we're moving out to Windsor.
yeah.
I also think technically this place is further away from where I live in Sydney. Than
Yeah.
technically.
Yeah, it's,
so I'm also peed.
Yeah.
To be fair, easier parking though. So that we don't have to pull a 17-point turn to,
Yes, that's
to
true.
get out, which is
Yeah,
nice.
that's it. But yeah, I think you we all want to touch on the offset because a lot happened, and Curtis obviously moved to Sydney and
Yes.
It's
busy. Yeah,
probably
busy.
busy. Well, what's another
The
shout
world
out?
of the NFL has been busy.
In the 6 months as well. I know we're going off topic again. I know we've got to shoot a lot of podcasts. In the time we haven't been on the mic, our boy Sammy is now kind of technically off the market. Congratulations, becoming engaged over the.
Oh
the
yeah,
season.
did we not touch on that?
I don't think so.
I don't think
Oh
we did,
yeah, well
mate.
thank you. Yeah,
Congrats.
yeah, that would have been right around the
Department
Super Bowl, right? Yeah. No, thank you.
So yeah, and then your sister, all the women in the wife kicking goals. Sister's a Commonwealth gold
Commonwealth
medalist.
gold
now,
medalist. Yeah, she's actually competing at the World Cup currently.
as we
So she'll
speak.
be, if she wins the World Cup, she'll become her and Shani Williams will be the first two Australian rugby players to ever win a gold medal Commonwealth Games and a World Cup. So
Oh,
Charlotte, give
that'll
us
be
a
a
big go.
nice little
Aussie.
accomplishment.
give us
So,
a share, please.
yeah.
But yeah, no, yeah. But to get back to the footy, yeah, we realised we couldn't make a podcast over this period for all the multitudes of reasons. We've only just managed to all be back in Brisbane, so I figure for our first podcast, and we're also going to try to make them a little more time listener friendly by shooting them a bit shorter. We're just going to do a lightning round. So earlier, Sammy, I prepared all what I believe to be the most notable topics of
Yep.
the 2022 off season. If you could just reach for the cup.
Just
there on
one?
the
Do you
table.
want me to take one or do you want to pick it?
Well, I think we'll
maybe
just-
take in turns?
Take it in turns. You want to pick one, and then we'll just take 5 minutes to
Oh man, this chair.
Smash
pop
them
out
out.
our thoughts.
I'm gonna. I just saw
A
that
lot
one,
has
so
happened.
kind of. All right, here we go. Am I reading the first one?
Yeah, go on. What's our first topic?
Okay. What was the biggest off-season addition subtraction from the AFC West?
Wow.
Wow. Okay. Well, preface it obviously with anyone who hasn't kept up with it. The AFC West is probably the most stacked division.
Yeah,
in
and
the
for
league.
those that obviously just for the AFL, the AFC West is the Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, and
you just assume that we
Denver
have all
Broncos.
these AFL listeners from our
yeah. Just so they know who we're talking about right now.
Yeah. And obviously, yeah, I mean, I don't think it is hyperbole when people have been saying this is the most stacked division in professional
Oh,
sport.
for sure.
Yeah.
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 No.
Professional sport, not even North American sport.
Yeah.
You know, this is the opposite of the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
It's genuine competition. And yeah, look, there's a lot of different ones. Obviously, Chargers, for once, they were super aggressive, but I'm actually going to once again talk about the current division winners who still haven't been knocked off their perch. And I'm going to actually talk about a subtraction to the AFC West,
Okay, nice.
which is the fact that my butt cheeks unclenched something amazing when I found out Tyreek Hill,
Tyreek
the
is
cheater,
no longer on the
had
Chiefs.
demanded a trade. I requested a trade.
Yeah.
And furthermore, that it got granted, and Tyreek is no longer going to be burning people amongst the AFC West, at least not 2 times a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
I actually think so. That obviously is a subtraction. It's a huge subtraction, but I think it actually opens things up a little bit for the Chiefs to be able to run an offense that doesn't solely kind of go through the Tyreek Hill deep bomb down the field.
Yeah.
I
Well,
actually think it might be one of those where the drop off isn't as much as we think it's going to be, because they're actually going to their offense is going to change a bit. I'd be more concerned about, is Kelsey going to be if he's the main target, the main guy, is that going to work? Are they going to double cover him? Are they going to?
yeah. Well, obviously, you can. It depends how you look at it. Like we lost Tyreek Hill, but we gained Juju and Scanlon.
Yeah,
What's his name?
MVS.
How do you say MVS? Just call it. Just call him.
Valdez
Yeah,
Scantling.
I didn't want to even want to try and keep pronouncing that. I might get it by the end of the season, but
A proven deep threat, by the way,
Yeah.
for the Packers,
Yeah,
but could
from the
never really
Packers.
carve out a true number 2 role in that.
yeah.
that team.
And then obviously, it's be interesting to see how Sky Moore goes, who was I think our second round draft pick, and
And I really like
there's quite a lot of hype.
Sky Moore is good.
Yeah, it's quite a bit of hype around him. So we'll see.
I was super high on the wide receiver class in general. I remember that being
Yeah.
one of the bigger
A
topics.
lot of pressure on Clyde this year.
Yes.
Clyde as well.
Like he's got it. Like people are essentially calling for his head. So it's make or break year. Hey,
Yeah,
no.
Kelsey's
Is
not.
Ken Kelsey?
I mean, it runs in their bloody family that they his brother's still kicking around, right? So they can
But-
play, but it's a different position. Tight
But
end.
I don't know if you guys saw, I don't know how much of you saw of the Chiefs, but Geordie Fortson's Achilles he came back and they scored a touchdown. He looks good, so he's kind of that young guy that's sort of slotting in behind Kelsey.
behind,
Yeah,
but
He looks good, man. I'm pumped with him. Like he was getting heaps of snaps in preseason, so
the Chiefs' transition will be interesting because they already started making that transition last year because no one wanted to let Tyreek go long. So Tyreek had to evolve into some sort of possession receiver who got 90% of his catches, I swear to God, on crossing routes.
Yep.
Underneath.
Yeah.
And I'm almost certain that's exactly how he's going to be utilized
For Miami.
For Miami, with Jalen Waddle still getting his healthy share of receptions as well. But I digress. They've already prepped themselves to sort of make this change here.
Yeah,
It's just
I
whether
thi- I
those
think-
pieces can replace the same sort of production Tyreek has.
Yeah, you can prepare all you want, right? And you can have a plan, but sometimes the plan fucking fails. It doesn't
Yeah.
work.
Mecole Hardman was drafted with the
Yep.
same vibe as Sky Moore, and quite frankly, Mecole Hardman hasn't really scared anyone. Don't get me wrong.
well, I think
made
he's
nice plays.
our only receiver left that was part of the Super Bowl team.
Wow.
There you
That's
go.
a fun tidbit.
Yeah,
That
there you
being
go.
said, will be interesting. Can Juju? Is he going to be treated like a number 1? I don't think he's supposed to.
Will
be.
he stay away from Jackson and TikTok?
Yeah.
That would
Maybe
be
that's
another
a-
thing to
That
win.
is a yeah. I've never
If
even
we
considered
if
that.
like week 1 they're just on the field TikToking together, it's like
The Juju and Jackson show.
Oh, that could be bad.
Oof, that could be bad.
It could also be some crazy hits on TikTok, but we digress. Moving on from the chefs, friggin' there's a new sheriff in town. Let's
Yep.
ride in Denver.
yeah, let's ride.
Who I have on my
Welcome to
fantasy
Shit
team, Russ Wilson.
Don't blame you, but what that news scared me.
Yes.
In a similar way to when Peyton Manning came to the freaking Denver Broncos, because I don't think it's too far to say that there was so many good pieces on that Denver Broncos side, but they were just led by trash quarterbacks and Drew Lock and whomever.
Yeah.
Teddy Bridgewater even for the last couple of years. And Russell Wilson is a legit game winner.
Yeah, and a dude that what's the word? Looks like he's constantly giving his all.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a
He's got that
professional.
Which is what
Chip on his
Denver has
shoulder
lacked, I feel.
thing. Yeah.
He's a
Especially after I
winner.
don't think they've like it's some crazy stat how the winning record we have over Denver. It's insanely long right now.
They're, yes, so they could potentially be right back in there in the mix. I really like Jerry Judy.
Really good young receiving core.
Is it why do the Broncos even try drafting quarterbacks? They just get they cannot draft a quarterback to save their life, but
Draft
they
Elway.
just buy other than Elway.
Depends,
Elway's
what do you they had Cutler? Maybe not his best years, but I think they belong to Chicago and a certain former
but
Playboy
buying
money.
Peyton and now buying Russell will end up just being so much better than the shit they've rolled out
I'm all
over
for
the last few years.
buying known commodities.
Yeah, definitely.
And it certainly cost them a swap. They got rid of Noah Fant. Quite frankly, pieces that were never going to win them a Super Bowl. So
Yeah.
I think whatever they paid, it was worth it. New offensive-minded quarter. They got Green Bay's OC.
Yep.
Nathan something. And on top of that, yeah, young receiving core, defense that's still very impressive. Still got Chubb
Offensive
there.
line that's not, they're not the best in the league, but they're better than what Seahawks had. So,
And a good defensive backfield.
yeah.
So, I mean, people don't really want to talk about it, but this is exactly why everyone's talking about the AFC West. Like,
Yep.
no bad teams, which brings us to our final, well, one of two final teams there, is the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, this is a team I think everyone's sleeping on, and no one likes fucking the Raiders more than I do. But they got to the playoffs last year, albeit over my Chargers in very painful fashion. They were in other words, they were a playoff winning team last year, who just added the best receiver in football.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why people are assuming it's a potential 2-horse race between the Chargers and the Chiefs when there is a playoff team here that just
The Raiders
got
are
better.
right there that just got better
Yeah.
in the offseason. Yep.
Yeah, like this
And they won't be ideally dealing with all the, the tumultuous season they had last year.
Exactly.
like it could be like long shot, but it could go. These four teams could go on and win pretty much every game outside of the
Yep.
division,
Yep.
and then only cop losses potentially
Into
inside
division.
to the division.
Correct.
So how important those games are going to be come, getting a playoff spot is so big.
That's 8. Am I doing my maths right? 8 games. You each pay each other
Mm.
twice. Those 8 games are
'Cause it
basically
could work-
what is going to
yeah.
decide who moves on into the playoffs
Yeah, 'cause
from your division.
Chiefs beat Raiders,
Yep.
Chargers beat Raiders, Denver beat Chiefs, and then they're going to be working out like such and such beat such and such, but then such and such beat such and such,
Yeah.
and then the whole thing's going to be just a nightmare.
Well, and it was complicated last year without all this. Remember,
Yeah,
it came down
exactly.
to where we could have had a draw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And Pittsburgh could have
both
been
that's
on.
right. That was fucking
Don't get me started.
yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be crazy. But the Chargers, I left them for last because we know it's hard to stop me once I get going. But they brought in the reinforcements to help Herbie. Obviously, we had a dog shit defense on the backside last year.
Yep.
Everyone wants to talk about going for 4th down or whatever. Point is, we couldn't stop the run last year, which is the reason we lost so many games that we should have won. Not just that last Raiders game. Add Sebastian Joseph Day in the inside, Austin Johnson from your Giants.
Yep.
That's helped sealing up the middle. And then our biggest one, obviously, the big freaking Mack truck. Khalil Mack coming back from injury, traded for a 2nd-round draft pick and change from the Chicago Bears, and to team up with Joey Bosa. This is the best on-paper defense since the Sean Merriman days for the formerly San Diego Chargers.
I really like that Mac pickup too because I think Mac's he gets overlooked. He's been overlooked kind of the last couple of days because injuries, couple years. Chicago, right? It's Chicago, and he was pretty much the only dude on that defensive line for a period of time. But I think coming to a team like the Chargers, where they already have Joey Bosa, they don't need Khalil Mack to be the defensive player of the year. They just need him to be.
Nice if he does.
It would be great if he does, but they don't need that from him. They just need significant improvement in stopping the run, and that's what he's going to give. I reckon
A genuine bookend. It means that it's a situation, and there's no analyst that hasn't talked the ears off listeners about this, but it's just a situation where it just gives gives both players a break in key moments.
Yep.
Who are you going to double? Either one of them, someone's going to get the one-on-one at some point. And on top of that, I haven't even mentioned that they go ahead in free agency towards the back end of free agency and add the number 1 cornerback, as per Pro Football Focus, and the interception leader for the last 2 years in J.C. Jackson. Yep. To add to a very talented secondary. So it's hard not to drink the Kool-Aid right now for a Chargers supporter, but I'm well aware this is like prime
Yeah.
Chargers supporter like off-season excitement. I
Yeah.
can't wait to somehow lose all our divisional games through heartbreaking fashion.
And the most annoying thing about like getting so hyped about this division and stuff is that injuries always happen every year, and all it's going to take is one of the teams to get some unlucky injuries to key starters, and then that's it.
And that's the reality, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like just injury. There's going to be
Whoever's-
one of these quarterbacks isn't going to last the season, realistically.
Yeah. How often do every quarterback from every division play every game?
And,
Rare.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say, might be mad if it's Patty Mahomes. You guys,
I don't know. I think we've got a pretty good O line, so I think he's going to be pretty well
you
protected.
guys turned that O line around so fast,
Yeah, dude.
considering after that Super Bowl loss.
Yeah, man, that was. Let's not get into that. we keep going back to that. And it's so depressing.
Yep.
I mean, that's why I cashed out everyone. I'm going to keep bringing up my
It was
little
a great
cash out.
cash out. It was a
Yeah, it
wonderful
was.
cash out.
Yeah, for those that don't know about cash out, just go back and listen to season 1. We talk about it plenty of times.
I was actively pushing you to.
But let me ask you this, is if you're a player, I think Juju is probably the type of player that I'm sort of getting at. If you're a player like Juju, you're kind of that mid-tier type receiver.
Yep.
Are you drawn to playing in a division like the AFC West, or are you trying to like avoid it and just get by for your career?
I might be.
Because like you're going to get a lot of games on prime time.
Yep.
Obviously attention.
You're going to get.
Love
He's good for his
attention.
TikTok career.
No, I'm not just talking about Juju. I'm talking.
Yeah,
It could be
if you're that
it could be a
kind
player
of-
from like another team.
Yep.
Does this to you? Does this seem like somewhere where you'd want to go as a player?
If it were me, I think I'd be focused more on just going to if I'm an offensive player, an offensive system that I think I can play really well in, that kind of accentuates what I'm good at, and try and get, that would be the more important thing, right? If let's say you're fucking, I don't know,
Yeah.
the Kenny Golladay stuff, right? You're the 50-50 ball receiver, and you just want the long shots, and you go to a team that doesn't throw the ball further than 20 yards and just runs slants or whatever.
Yeah.
You don't want to be in that situation because you're
Yeah.
like, well, that's not who I am. So
Yeah.
I think Juju onto the Chiefs is that situation. I think the offense works well having Juju. I think him as like the number 2/number 3 slants, shorter stuff, like that's going to be really good for him, I think.
He should be a number 1 guy.
I don't know.
I'm thinking he should be a number 1 guy.
That's why it's really hard to pick who's your number 1 guy in the Chiefs, and I think by default,
Yeah, we should-
I mean, yeah.
tenure you go Kelsey. And you've
Oh,
got a
I'm
bunch of
talking.
guys
Yeah,
who
I'm
have-
talking receivers. Yeah,
But
yeah.
that's the thing. You've got a bunch of guys who've proven haven't been able to take a number 1 leap. And if you're gonna Juju, literally, I think he's currently reeling from the fact that he couldn't carry the number 1 load in Pittsburgh. You have MVS, who's the next one up, who's trying to make that jump to prove that he can.
Yep.
Mecole Hardman has been
Same
given
thing.
the world to try and prove that he could produce as a number 1 guy. He hasn't been able to do it. It's hard to see.
Yeah, but he's
where it's
also
gonna
been
come
in
from.
Hill's shadow,
Yeah,
and
well,
without Hill now, it's like kind of his time to. It's like it was like, okay, Mecole's fast, but Hill's faster.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like we're gonna make Hill run this route
Yeah.
because we know that Hill's gonna get
He's
open.
gonna
He's
get
faster
there
than you.
was a lot of games
But-
without Tyreek.
Yeah,
last 2
yeah,
seasons.
yeah.
And he
No,
didn't-
don't get
and
me
he
wrong. I
didn't
know
step up.
He never
Hardman needs to
exploded.
step up this year.
Yes, he does.
That's what I'm saying.
But
It's-
regardless of
those
that,
dudes will be hungry.
if I'm being honest, it's Mecole's. I think this is his last year as a Chief.
Yeah,
I think he moves on after this year.
A safe bet.
especially if Sky Moore shows
Mm.
any sort of.
That's the other thing. Rookie receivers can just come out of nowhere. Like, you know, you have no idea what you've got in them until they step foot on the field properly. But it's not like they have a steep learning curve or anything.
God, you'd be cheering though. I think he got drafted, and then I think him and Pat went and did like a little session together, and like Pat did a video of like throwing him a pass and just tag like Sky Moore. It's like that's gotta fucking get you
It's
going,
gotta
bro.
feel good.
Like as a receiver, you're already cocky as fuck, and you're like, yes, like
This is my
Mahomes
guy,
tag
man.
me, I'm okay.
Yeah.
This season, I'm gonna be okay. Yeah.
seen that blue tick come up on your Twitter.
Yeah.
I think if you're a receiver and you're free,
Dude, high school fucking players are getting the blue tick now.
that's crazy, dude.
Dude.
Arch Manning, baby.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the three hosts of the goddamn
Yeah, give us
Yeah,
a
where's that
fucking
tip?
tick, man.
give us some jokes. We still
should
haven't
we-
decided our name for the season.
I think how fucking long do we touch on the AFC West?
Yeah.
Should we move on?
Yeah, I think we should move on.
Yeah.
I think oh,
Curtis?
just quick note. Another underrated pickup from the Las Vegas Raiders, fucking Chandler Jones.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That could
Oh,
end up being a
dude.
big thing. I
Yeah.
just want to mention that for that blows up.
Yeah.
Curtis, go on.
I mean, we could literally do a whole segment on the AFC West, right?
Or are you reading?
Go on. Well, I'll take the next.
Aaron Rodgers' drug experiment experience.
Ah, yeah. Is this, are we touching on the JRE?
Acid?
Are we
Yeah.
touching on the off the
I didn't
JRE?
see the episode, so but I
Dude, it
know
was
he's on
actually
there.
good. I was I live in a household where my fiance doesn't like Aaron Rodgers. She likes the brother.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Bachelor. I think he was on the Bachelor
Yeah,
or something.
that
So
one,
she's team whatever his name is.
My missus hates Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, dude.
Absolutely.
I think yeah.
Can we get your missus on a podcast? About hating
Yeah,
Aaron
yeah.
Rodgers?
Well, but
Like the anti-
I really liked him, man. I think I thought he was, he sounded like a guy that would be cool to hang around. If I'm being honest.
I disagree.
You reckon?
I feel like he would piss me off
You
after
reckon?
too long. I think it would be fine to hang out with him, but he would just be that dude at the party that's chatting your ear off about how you have to go to fucking Joshua Tree and do ayahuasca and just see like God. It's like, cool, man. I get it.
Yeah.
Like, I will.
And it wouldn't be like convincing you. It would be the most arrogant tone of voice. It's like, oh, I see you're working 9 to 5. Huh?
He would just treat
Beyond
you.
that, you know?
He would treat you like he's so much better than you. And
Hey.
no,
Oh, for sure. But you're getting in that position. Like,
Did you
if
know
you're,
I read The Alchemist in the off season?
yeah, no.
look, he's a superstar quarterback, and it's like he doesn't lead a normal life, so it's hard.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, why isn't he humble and just an everyday kind of bloke? Because he's fucking not. He's like one of the best quarterbacks
Yeah.
ever, and
Yeah.
earns millions and millions of dollars playing sport.
Yeah.
Friggin' back-to-back MVP on top of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Friggin' dating hot actresses and models every 6 months or whatever.
and then I think they broke up or something, and there was drama there.
Yeah,
I don't know.
constantly.
There's all like,
What do you think? Yeah, Olivia Munn, Danica,
Yes,
whatever the
yeah.
race car driver, Shailene Woodley. He's
yeah.
got quite the he's got the whole Leonardo DiCaprio life going on.
Yeah.
I think it's Rodgers took a weird kind of turn.
That's what happens when you're 45.
He was
You're
also
good.
fat.
Yeah.
He was really. I watched him on The Office last night. He he did a segment on The Office, and he was quite big.
Oh, really? Well, I mean, he probably is a bit. What?
And now he's like skinny, and he kind of looks a little bit like a homeless.
He's in that
Yeah.
Burning,
Drug
Burning
addict.
Man life.
Yeah.
He's got the long hair and stuff. He looks like he
Have you seen the
smells
season
funky.
finale of The Office? Or I think it's maybe the episode before. It's the episode where like Andy goes on the. Anyway, but Aaron Rodgers is like a judge on a singing show,
Oh,
and he's
okay.
like a big dude.
Okay.
He doesn't
fair
look
enough.
like
He
Aaron
doesn't look
Rodgers
like
that we see
Aaron
today.
Rodgers, yeah.
And don't get me wrong, like this is obviously a long time ago,
Yeah.
but yeah, completely different look.
Yeah.
Where did it all go wrong?
I don't
Remember when
know.
quarterbacks used to just be able to be like, just guys? Like he didn't have
Just
to be an
dudes.
athlete. Like think about this. You remember like Mark Bulger for the Rams?
Yes.
You look
Yep.
at him, I'm like, that's a starting quarter. That's the highest paid player on that
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
And he looks like my freaking accountant. Like,
Did you ever?
Yeah, since Big Ben's gone, there's none left, man.
Yeah, they don't
all
really have the
athletes now.
husky.
Nah, they're fading out. They're all, you know.
remember former Giants legend Jared Lorenzen, the hefty.
Yeah,
lefty?
the hefty lefty. Throw.
Shout out to you, buddy.
Throwberry pillow.
Throwberry pills boy.
Throwberry pill boy or whatever. Yeah.
rest in
R.I.P.
peace.
Yeah.
But yeah, back in the day when quarterbacks could just stand in the pocket and they wouldn't have to.
They
be
didn't have to
athletes.
be particularly athletic.
Yeah.
And even your.
Brady's
you know,
still around,
Yeah,
but he's still kind of cool.
he's
He's also
No, he doesn't. He
He's-
kisses his like 14-year-old
Sons
kid
on
on
the
the lips. Brady isn't cool.
like
how
the
Roger
Eli,
feels about that.
like even Eli Manning, for example, was not athletic or anything, and
Yeah.
had the rock the dad bod his whole career. So, but yeah, you don't really get him anymore, and I guess that's part of it's probably sports science stuff. And
Yeah.
and also like just every the best athlete in high school now playing quarterback.
Yeah.
Yes.
Times have like changed.
I will say, just to go back on the actual topic that we picked out,
yeah,
Rodgers, I was so high on him. I found him really personable when he first started on his Tuesday Pat McAfee show.
yep.
But over the time, he slowly just reminded me of the dude that whips out an acoustic guitar at a party.
Here's Wonderwall.
So yeah, I'm a little off the old Rogers train. That being said, I'll chuck a cheeky partner, an Apple Twin MVP, because
Yeah.
Ooh.
managed to prove everyone wrong.
Well, who does he have to
always-
throw
Who's he
to?
throwing to with that?
Yeah, who does he
right?
throw
I mean,
to?
he'll figure it
Bob
out.
Tunyon.
I'm sure he'll figure it out.
It doesn't really matter. Has it mattered his career? He's found dudes.
Mm.
They've
That's
never
if you don't
had
care-
high real draft picks.
If
or
you don't
anything
care
for
about
him.
Super Bowls,
Yeah, that's true.
they still ain't drafting offensive skill players in the
No.
first round. Anyway, next topic, and this fits in quite nicely. Tom Brady's mysterious 11-day personal absence.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk about this because so there was a post on Reddit like 3 weeks ago or something when the news came out about like Tom Brady is absent from training camp, right? It's like he spoke to the team about it. It's fine. It was like 15 days. He was going to be gone. There was this huge post on Reddit about how somebody thought that the reason he was going to be gone is because he was going to be on The Masked Singer. And they've done all this research about how
shooting schedule.
the shooting schedule and checking like flights and like where he would be taking
Yeah.
flights to and from. And now that I think this came out yesterday or 2 days ago or something, apparently the whole thing is that Giselle and him might have split up and she's pissed off that he's gone back to playing football and stuff. And I just keep thinking about that bloke that put in all that work to say he was on The Masked Singer. It
Probably
turns out-
lost his job or used like his PTO.
But like the
to do all
dude, the
that.
dude didn't just like come back to football. He started a clothing brand. He's doing like
producing movie.
yeah. He like
Tom Brady movie.
he's doing a lot of shit, and that's a lot of time away
he's
from the
already got a
kids.
contract with ESPN, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For whenever he
Or stuff
retires.
For
though.
when he retires,
Yeah.
that kicks in.
So
And I'm assuming that the conversation, as you would with your, significant other, hey, I'm gonna retire so I can spend more time with the family. And then you turn around and you're like, oh, jokes, no,
JK, JK.
and by the way,
hate you guys,
and
so-
by the way, I'm doing a clothing brand too.
Yeah,
which
I'm
is
actually
which is
going
going
to
to cost a lot more money than it's probably making.
Yeah. So I'm going to go, not only am I not retiring, but I'm going to work even more now and see you even less. So I'm sure that has caused
Yeah.
a bit of drama. I wonder if this is the thing that gives Brady like the yips a bit, or like
So
it's
finally
going to do
self-destruction?
one of two things. It's going to make him like unbelievably good at football. Like he's going to get even better somehow.
Yeah.
Or he's actually going to be kind of shit.
Here's the
It's
thing.
a heavy
if-
thing to have on your mind.
If Tom Brady was a millennial, of which he is not, the old bastard,
Yeah.
I would say this is 100% going to be a revenge Tom Brady. Because if there's something us millennials know how to do, is how to avoid our problems still working. So by all means, we can see Brady obviously go for another friggin' career year, which is just horrible for everyone else involved.
Yep.
But
He's
yeah.
so close to a bunch of records too, right?
Yep.
Remember, I think we.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
is
he's
it
close to like
is it 500 touchdown?
10,000.
No,
Yeah, old mate.
or
who-
1,000. Is it 1,000 touchdowns?
I can't remember, but old mate who
Yeah,
bought that
maybe 1,000.
football.
Yeah.
Punching
Oh
Wow.
no, it was a
Yeah.
yard thing. I think it was a anyway, but I'm sure once he hits on it, we'll touch on it.
But yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. It's again,
So is it just
Football, I
speculation
don't-
right now?
I don't think so. It's
Or is it
pretty
more
public.
legit?
Yeah,
Is it?
I think it's
Oh,
legit.
shit.
Yeah, and I
Right.
think like they're not living together. Like she's taking
Yeah.
the kids somewhere.
Separated.
Yeah.
Do you reckon Tom just once he retired he realized that like Giselle like cut his pocket money? Which is why he led to him starting all these new
But
work
maybe they were on the
aspirations.
rocks, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Fuck it, I'm going back to football because I've actually had to put up with you for the last couple of months being retired, and I actually don't like it."
Yeah.
That's what they
So
said.
now
They said
I'm-
he had 4 months of family time.
he
Realized how
hated
much
it.
he hates
Yeah.
domestic life.
Again, it's all just. It's not football. It's
Yeah.
all fluff that hangs around the season, but it is fun to kind of speculate.
Yeah.
And I always wish ill of Mr. Brady. So.
And then it goes Tom Brady 5,000 yards.
Yeah.
Sammy, grab another topic.
Here we go. Alrighty, what do we got here? Notable draft picks.
Oh yeah, we haven't even talked. We didn't get to do a draft episode.
We did not.
So anything draft related, boys? that comes
I
to
just
mind?
want to say Giants for getting Evan Neal and Kayvon Thibodeau for our first 2 picks at the top of the first round. The first time in a long time where I've been, and you never know with rookies, but the first time in a long time where I'm like, they were the picks that made sense. They were what we needed.
What?
They're
Well,
smart.
Thibodeau was sexy, but I'm like not necessarily sexy.
Not
picks,
yeah, not necessarily sexy, but
especially
like
with all the
we
quarterbacks
needed
that were available.
yeah, we needed pass rush and we needed to bolster that offensive line, and you just get two of the arguably at one point or another throughout that whole draft sort of season, they were both ranked number one, like worthy of a first round overall, like number one pick. So I'm just pumped to have like just good picks. For so long, we've had to deal with, the Saquon pick at 2, which again, sexy, but in hindsight, dumb pick. And then we get, the DeAndre Bakers of the world and Eli Apple and Evan Ingram and just all these dudes who are either out of the league or they're the worst player on the team that they're currently on.
Eli Apple, he got to a Super Bowl.
He got to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
but
Heavily
heavily responsible for losing it. But
Thoughts on that quarterback going? What's his name?
Kenny Pickett?
No.
Tiny hands Pickett.
Yeah. Is it Pickett? Either went to the Titans.
Is that what we're talking about? No, Pickett's on
Everyone
the
at home, I don't even have
dude,
like
smallest
huge
hands. Yeah.
but my hands
Google
are
his hands.
significantly bigger than
Is it
Kenny
no? The
Pickett's
the
hands.
Titans drafted
Steelers.
him.
Steelers.
The Titans draft. The guy I'm talking about is the guy that the Titans draft.
Malik Willis.
Malik Willis.
Yeah, I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
behind Tannehill.
Yeah,
I
and
think
he
he
looked
ended up going
really
round
good
2,
in
right?
preseason.
No,
Yeah,
just
it was super
no.
late. There wasn't nearly as many quarterbacks going in the first round as everyone.
He didn't go
picked
till
out.
the third, I
Yeah,
think.
which was this is probably the first time in
Yeah.
a while that I felt so many hyped up quarterbacks didn't end up getting
Yeah.
bought in the first round.
Yeah, it's the first time in a while where obviously the quarterback, because there's always teams that freak out and they go on so many teams always looking for a quarterback.
Do you also think the Rams winning the Super Bowl had a factor in that?
I think it's because there were so many potential trade options in both the offseason and the first 6 weeks of the seasons. Jimmy G, Baker, so many veterans that they thought that if the worst case scenario, we can grab one of those guys because it wasn't that sexy of a quarterback class.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, there's going to be, each class has, one or two guys that at least get to be like long-term backups. So
Yeah.
Malik Willis looked really good in preseason.
Kenny Pickett did as well.
Kenny Pickett did as well.
What do people think he'll eventually get the start? This
I
season?
mean, the competition in front isn't great for him. So
What, you
like,
saying Mitch Trubisky isn't old, bro?
the titty kisser. So, and Mason Rudolph. Who,
Old duckhead Rudolph.
Yeah. So I think, I also think it probably had something to do with there are a lot of teams that either had no pick. There were a whole bunch of teams that had like no picks,
Lockdown
and a whole bunch of teams that had a shit ton of picks as well.
Yeah.
And there
Taking
was
multiple
like a lot of
quarterbacks.
moving around and just a weak quarterback class. A lot of the teams, like the Giants, who had a lot of picks, were not looking to pull the trigger yet.
Yeah.
Not quite there yet to pull the trigger on a quarterback anyway, needing to bolster the depth.
Yeah.
So I think it's just one of those drafts. This year, though, the next draft will be quarterback heavy.
I
For
think the
sure.
Seahawks will definitely be in the market for one of those. Like the last few seasons, a lot of the rookies lighting him up have been the receiver class. I just think this cornerback class will be will be the talking point
Okay.
of this
Yeah.
draft class. 'Cause
There was a lot that went.
There was like 4 corners in the first round, and I genuinely liked all of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Sauce
Yeah, we got
Gardner,
one.
And names are all escaping me now.
Trent
but
McDuffie, I think we
yeah,
got.
McDuffie was
Duffy,
there.
yep.
So
And then
many
we got
of
the Greek
new age-
freak, George
Karlaftis.
Yeah, yeah.
He played well in preseason.
Yeah, he did good.
From what I saw.
Yeah, and I
He's a
mean,
big boy.
if
pass
Frank
rush
Clark
is
doesn't show up, like we
Yeah,
needed
you're
somebody
gonna
there.
need it. The pass
Or if he
rushers
doesn't.
from this rookie class are going to be good. Like Karlaftis
Yeah, yeah,
is going to
yeah,
be good.
yeah.
Aiden Hutchinson will be good. I still don't know
Yeah,
about
we-
that Trayvon Walker
I don't-
pick, but
We did really good in our. How would you add it? Like I know the NFL do it, but ABC. How do you rate your draft?
Chargers got what they needed.
Yeah, same. I think
Another
we're.
offensive lineman. And
Yeah, we got
I
a.
love some of our later picks.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were, I mean, it's hard to. All I keep thinking of is that I really wanted to grab a now controversial Trevor Ariza.
Yeah.
late in the draft. I was heavy on that train. Oh, kind of glad we did it.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yep.
I'm glad I have since departed from that gang. But
yeah, they needed to move ways. Yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, that arguably what was meant to be the best punter that got drafted is now facing charges for rape
Oh
and
God.
violent rape.
Very, very well. Anyway, we moved from
Fuck him. Punters aren't people.
Yeah.
That was not part. That was not the brand. He's not part of the brand.
He's not Australian, is he?
No, luckily.
Okay.
But yeah, I think Chargers got. I'm trying to think of the teams. The draft feels like it was a lifetime ago.
It does.
Yeah.
The teams that it was a.
Who did you guys get? Did you get O-line?
We got
Evan Neal
and
Thibodeau.
Kayvon Thibodeau were our two big ones. The kind of a head scratcher was Wandale Robinson, the wide receiver, who a
Yeah.
lot of people had. Like Sky Moore went way later, and a lot of people had Sky Moore ranked better than Robinson. I
Yeah.
actually, in hindsight, kind of like the pick because he seems like the type of player that Dable and Kafka and stuff would use really well.
Yeah.
And that Chiefs/Bills kind of offense likes the shifty dudes who got speed and can cut, and so I actually like the pick. And then honestly, it was just building depth on. I think we picked up 2 guards. We needed a tight end, got a tight end. So
Yeah, nice.
bunch of linebackers. I think 3. In the end, we had 11 picks.
Wow.
I think
Okay.
3 or 4
Cool.
linebackers.
That's exciting. That's exciting for you.
It's good to have a young team.
Yeah.
I think that's,
I mean, maybe another couple of years of a bit of frustration, but
yeah.
maybe a couple diamonds in the rough will be nice.
The receiver
exactly.
class will also continue the trend. I think there's so
Yeah.
many good receivers.
Yeah.
It's goddamn freaking class.
And it's crazy how good receivers are when they're like stepping on the field.
It's kind of
Yeah.
becoming
There's
the
so
new
many good
running
ones.
back. It's like where
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
have to develop that much to be a huge part of.
Well,
the
they're just
offense.
using wide receivers as running back these days.
Yeah. that
pretty
too.
much. Yeah, big shout out to Debo.
Wide.
which is
Yeah,
another
bro.
Off-season
Yeah,
topic.
Debo, yeah.
Freaking Debo wanting to be paid. It was like the inverse of the former Steelers running back. What's his name? One of the Jets.
Le'Veon.
Le'Veon.
It was like the opposite of the Lev Bell situation.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think he lost that. Speaking about negotiations, next topic. Kyler Murray's contract.
Oh, Kyler Murray.
I didn't realize they gave 14-year-olds contracts.
So you guys know? Oh yeah, we talked about it in the group chat, right? When he deleted everything,
Yes.
and then the Cardinals then went and deleted everything of him.
Yes.
It was the
So
pettiest
bad.
It was like
negotiations.
2 high school girls like
Oh,
going at it
sorry.
each other.
I really don't. I don't like that thing where they like use their social page.
It's so
to, like,
passive-aggressive.
It's so
Yeah,
passive.
so
especially when the
unprofessional.
the dude is probably some like could potentially just be an intern.
Exactly, some intern.
He's
or
just being
whatever.
like he's like fuck it.
I love that he has that much power to affect.
Yeah. He's like I'm just gonna stir shit and like I don't get paid enough, so I'm give me a crack. Like if I kill this and what's the best thing that can happen? Like he gets picked up and gets paid shitloads of money via marketing.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
I
Quick
am.
interjection. How about the Chargers schedule release? The anime.
Oh my god!
Oh,
yeah,
dude.
if you haven't
So
seen
good.
it, the Chargers schedule release.
Yeah, hands down, best
anime
one.
that they put together
Hilarious.
is amazing.
The Browns
so good.
situation, like this was been redacted. God
Oh,
damn.
that was
Yeah,
amazing.
you guys are winning the
still
social
are.
game.
Your social media team. must
Everyone's
be-
catching up though. Finally.
Yeah,
Like,
other teams
yeah.
are definitely catching up. We just still have Eli Manning. It's constantly rolling out
Some old
everything.
man Facebook stuff.
Yeah.
What was the topic? Kyler Murray. Oh, but let's get to the crux of this contract. The point where they had to put in a minimum film study
Film study
per
time.
week or whatever.
Per week.
I didn't know about this. Was it?
So they
yeah.
needed in the contract. They put in his contract that he has to commit to like what is it, 10 hours of
10
film
hours,
study
I think.
A week.
A week.
Basically,
And it has to be,
standard
like, documented.
professional quarterbacks, which you can do on Huddle and stuff nowadays. Like it's
Yeah.
that gets documented.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they had to put that in the contract because they were so concerned about him not putting in the film study,
Yeah.
busy playing PlayStation or whatnot.
Yeah, whatever he's doing. And some of this stuff too, so that's a bit of a red flag, right?
There's merit to this though, because another Reddit thing, someone noted that obviously remember when Kyler Murray at the start of the season went on that massive run.
Yeah.
We were all thinking Kyler Murray MVP.
Yeah.
The downfall started the weekend like season 2 of Warzone dropped. And then all of a sudden he started going downhill.
So maybe it
there's
is. He's
clear
just
merit.
playing way
He's just
too much
like-
PlayStation.
He's just
At least play
killing-
Madden, bro.
He's just killing noobs
Yeah.
instead of friggin'
Yeah, man.
killing defenses.
I do. Some of this stuff is like some of it's red flag. If I was an Arizona fan, I'd be like a little bit concerned, but not overly, because all this shit comes out too when they do the negotiations. They play pretty like shitty games.
Yeah.
So there'll be there's reports about he's not a good leader. And as far as the team fucking leaked that to a media source
Yeah.
and then make it look like they have more leverage. So I don't like to put too much credence into it, but it is a little bit concerning that not only that, but there is stuff about like him just being shitty on the sidelines and like
Just being a
good-
child.
being a child, yeah.
Type of guy in the locker room, he goes off to his own.
Goes off to his own corner or whatever, doesn't talk to his wide receivers or his, O-line when they're on the sideline, just
Yeah.
kind of sits on
That's
his
not
own.
someone I'm trusting 150
Yeah, no, I don't
million
think
bucks
so.
to.
No way.
what do
And
I
then
know?
the whole baseball stuff before he even came into the league, trying to use some of that as leverage and stuff. It all just seems like maybe he doesn't like football that much and just likes
Just
money.
wants to stream.
Yeah, just wants to stream.
I will say though, in his defense, friggin' 4.0 KD.
Well, how many we got?
What's the next? We
We got one more.
Go on. What do we got?
One
The
more
last
in
topic,
there.
and we all know what it is. Speaking about quarterbacks,
No, I don't.
it is Deshaun Watson
Oh, yeah.
suspension.
Talk about something that pisses people off. So the whole, I had a theory, right? That they had
Should I be putting my tinfoil hat on for this?
Yeah, dude.
Well, it didn't come to fruition, so I was wrong, obviously. But my theory is that they had that judge, some lady judge or whatever, that
Yeah.
recommended the suspension be for 5 games, and everyone saw that and was like, "What the fuck? The dude's like a serial predator. What do you mean his suspension should be 5 games?" I thought they did that deliberately because the NFL was then going to go, "Well, actually, we're really going to do a full season because
him
we
look
care
like-
to make them look good."
Yeah.
And I was like, it makes
Optics.
sense, right?
Optically.
They're like, we're not even going to take this judge's ruling into account. We're just going to like,
Take that, double it.
yeah, exactly. But then to turn around and do 11 games and then just so happen to have the first game back be against his former team.
Too
it's
juicy
just-
of a storyline for them to
Yeah,
resist.
I know. It just shows that they really don't give a shit. It's just about the PR spin and the ratings.
I mean,
Yep.
look, let's just be human beings for a second. I mean, like, he went ahead and sexually assaulted upwards of 30 women. You know, let's not pretend like he just chucked a parlay on a
Yeah.
same game multi. He's not at that depth of disgusting human being.
He didn't smoke a marijuana cigarette.
deal with, to deal with stress and anxiety. No. He only sexually assaulted
35
women.
women.
You know, like let's not
been-
pretend like he's some sort of animal and he doesn't have predatory behavior.
And I think the Browns are so fucking stupid to get him to. There's a situation where he comes back after these 11 games, plays like shit,
Yeah.
or maybe has a few good games, but he hasn't played football in a while.
No.
And it's not like when, like, he was an amazing quarterback, but those Texans teams still won like 4 games.
Yeah.
So there's a situation where he comes back, he plays kind of shit, maybe he doesn't get benched, maybe he gets injured. Come next year, plays terribly, and then he's out, and they just paid him $500 million.
Yeah.
And now everyone hates the Browns too. They like ruined all that goodwill. Everyone was like, the Browns are cool now, and they're winning games. And
Do you see the video? The chanting?
Oh yeah.
So explain this. Why is he allowed to play a preseason game?
I don't know.
I don't understand that. because
And then the whole stadium like, you sick fuck.
Yeah,
you sick fuck.
and then I hope it is a whole fucking 17 weeks. of
Every
that.
game,
Like
every
each
single
different
game.
place.
Imagine what it's going to be like when he's playing the Texans.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
yeah,
brutal.
exactly.
I hope it is. Well, and then
Please tell me it's
Arrowhead would be nuts. if
one of
he
my
was over
favorite
there.
ones was, and I hope they bring it back because it was the same one that when Big Ben was dealing with his
Yeah,
eventually
yeah.
civil case that was settled. But the whole crowd after when he first came back just kept chanting, "No means no."
I hope they cop it. And I hate that. I mean, what else are you going to do? But a few of the Browns players coming out being like, you know, it's just going to fuel us. It's like everyone against the Browns. It's like, no, we just hate the rapists on your team, bro. It's not everyone against
I'm waiting
the
for one of
Browns.
them to drop the "Don't hate the sinner, hate the sin" line. Like, that's got to be coming, right?
But and it's all just, it's all, nobody cares. They don't really care. Like,
No.
But hey, at least he's not dropping same game multis.
yeah,
Whilst
exactly.
injured. And on his own team,
On his own
that he would
team.
naturally be rooting for.
Yeah.
We would hate for him to be ruining the integrity of the league by doing that.
Oh God.
Brilliant. Anything else? Any honourable mentions?
Oh, there's so much ridiculous. Oh, yeah, honourable mention to Antonio Brown for not doing something weird in a long time. He hasn't been arrested or anything.
Oh, no,
but
or
he's
tried to join a
He's
team
occupied
or-
by rapping.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah, he's releasing music, and by all
I've heard
accounts,
some of
apparently it's
his-
not bad.
Oh, fuck off.
I don't know.
I'm not listening to that
some
SoundCloud, bro.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't listened to it yet, but I was listening to podcasts, and people you know what? For an athlete that's gone to rapping, it's not that bad.
Did you hear?
Ask Drake or like Kanye, and they probably it's bad.
It's
Who
bad.
was it? Someone, I can't remember what it was. Someone dropped like a mixtape. I think it was Le'Veon Bell.
Lev Bell
And then he
dropped
put it
the
out and he
mixtape.
goes, trash or fire. And freaking my boy Keenan Allen straight to go, nah, man, this ain't it. And like, put a trash emoji. Like, my guy.
And it was, listen
Yeah, it
to it,
was
it's
bad.
trash.
Yeah, I
So,
can
speaking of which,
imagine.
you say he hasn't done anything weird. Did you not see one of his tweets that sort of blew up? Where he goes, my only regret in my NFL career
No,
is that
yeah,
I
you're right.
can't watch myself live. I mean, I can watch tape, but I'll never get
The experience of watching me
play
live.
live.
I mean, that's gold, but
Where's that bar? What track is that? Yeah. I want to see what that track made up of.
Oh,
so funny.
Jesus. But
Anyway.
he's surely outed it. It's crazy that the last, the straw that broke the camel's back, he did so much crazy shit for so
Antonio.
long. And then just taking his shirt off
so
is that's it. Well, I mean, I guess he gave up on the team. You don't give up on the team.
yeah.
But yeah, just dancing
Imagine
around.
just being like a third stringer. You're just sitting on the bench and you just start seeing him taking off all his coats. You're like, fuck.
What is going on?
What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? And he's just like, see ya.
This reminds me of the scene. Have you guys ever seen Mighty Ducks 3?
Yes,
Yeah, one of the
but a
bat-
long time
And
ago.
One of
Did
the
you see,
Bash brothers stripping in the penalty box?
do you see he texted that driver? Like he's like a driver that picks up athletes all around wherever he was. And I think it's in Tampa or whatever. Or was it it was in New York.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
they were
in
in
New
New York
And
against the Jets.
this dude, literally while the game's still happening, took a selfie with
Yeah.
Antonio Brown in the back of the car.
Didn't
Dude
he
just picked him up and he's got a fluffy jacket on. Antonio's like, yo, done.
Isn't that also when he started doing some cameos?
Yes, he was doing cameos. He was filming shit.
Oh, man. So
What a character.
What a guy. What a guy. He can join the long list of diva receivers. T.O., shout out Cho Johnson. Freaking Keyshawn Johnson.
Yeah, but Antonio Brown's mental. Yeah, I think he's actually got severe mental problems.
I don't think it's a doubt at
No,
all.
I think he
Yeah.
definitely does. Maybe it's just the CTE or